you're a kid, you have 2 blocks of clay, different colors, and smaller pieces of clay for decoration. These colors may be different from what you have. Then you also have a barbecue stick, plastic knife, and a plastic bag. Everything to make 2 dinosaurs. One T-Rex and a 4-legged dinosaur, a Brontosaur or a Stegosaurus or Triceratops. Okay, so this material is called plasticine. If you have something at home called Play-Doh, you can work with that. You can work with any material that you'd like. It doesn't have to be plasticine. Plasticine is really nice because you can disassemble your dinosaur and make another one. So it doesn't dry out. But it can be a little bit hard to work with. Plasticine reacts to the warmth of your fingers. So the more you work with it, the softer it becomes. So you have to warm it in your hands. Hold it in your hands, work with it, and it becomes softer and softer. Or what you can do, you can take plastic off. If your plasticine has plastic, if it's wrapped in plastic, take it off. And then place it inside of the plastic bag and take it outside. Place it under the sun in a warm spot. Or you can put it inside of the bowl of hot water. So, while your clay is softening up, let's talk about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs lived millions and millions of years ago. Paleontology is the name of the science that studies dinosaurs. Science often uses old languages like Greek and Latin to name things. In Greek language, Deinos means terrible or fearfully great, and Saurus means lizard. Brontosaur is a gigantic quadruped dinosaur that lived around 150 million years ago. Quadruped means it stands on its 4 legs. Quadra in Latin language means 4. In Greek language, Bronte means thunder, so it is a thunder lizard. It has a long neck and a long whip-like tail. It is the largest dinosaur that we know. What is really amazing about this dinosaur is that despite its great size, it lived entirely off of plants. It is a herbivore dinosaur. Herbivore means vegetarian. Stegosaurus is smaller than Brontosaur, but it is also a quadruped and a herbivore. Remember that quadruped means 4-legged and herbivore means plant eater. Stegos in Greek means roof or covering, so Stegosaurus is a lizard with plates on its back that resemble roof coverings. Triceratops is a little smaller than Stegosaurus. The name Triceratops literally means three-horned face in Greek. It is also a quadruped and a herbivore. It uses its horns to defend itself from predators and also to show off among other Triceratops, to make friends. Sort of like, oh, look at those horns I have. I can protect you from predators if you want to be my friend. And finally, the Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus, or T-Rex, is a dinosaur that lived around 60 million years ago. In Greek, Tyrannosaurus means a tyrant lizard. It is a medium-sized dinosaur like a Stegosaurus, but it is a carnivore and a very aggressive predator. Carnivore means it hunts other dinosaurs and it eats meat. That is why it has large, sharp teeth. T-Rex is a bipedal dinosaur. It walks on its back legs and its arms are small. While we were watching the video about dinosaurs, this clay has been outside softening up under the sun. So let's see what it looks like now. See, now it's much easier to work with. Okay, so first let's make a T-Rex like this. So we learned that T-Rexes are bipedal dinosaurs. They have two legs that they walk on. They walk on two legs. And these arms that they have are little tiny arms. They don't use them for walking. They have sharp teeth and a big tail. Okay, so you have this block of clay. Don't cut it yet, but separate it into 3 parts. Just draw slightly these lines and look if this part is the same as this part and the same as this part. If they look the same, then all you're gonna do is just cut one part off of the bigger chunk. Now, with this piece, you need to make a cylinder. Cylinder is a fancy name of the form that looks like soda can. So first, you squeeze it in your hand to make a pickle. Then tap on both sides. And then roll with both of your hands. Roll the clay on the table. So this is a cylinder. Now, with this knife, we are going to slice just a little bit from the top down, like this, to make letter Y. This are going to be the legs of T-Rex. So just smooth them out, pinch and rotate, pinch and rotate. Now it looks like a good letter Y. Then it needs to stand like that. So with your fingers bend the ends of the legs to make feet. And then dinosaurs have claws. So with a barbecue stick, press down to make claws. So because bipedal animals, bipedal means they walk on two legs, right? They're not very stable, so it doesn't stand very well. It needs something to balance its body. That's right. It needs the tail. Okay, so with this clay that's left over, we are going to make the tail for this dinosaur. Press in your hand to make a pickle again. And then when you have a pickle, then roll it on your table with your hands. When you roll and stretch out. So now we are going to make a carrot. So you just roll in on one side. You roll in just one side and drag in the clay out. Roll and drag. You can also pinch. Now it looks like a green carrot. It's a great looking tail. So let's attach this tail right here. So pay attention, if feet go this direction, then the tail is on the other side. And then smooth it out. Attach the tail to the body. So now after your clay warmed up, it's all nice and soft, and you can work with it easily. And then bend your tail. Now your dinosaur can stand because the tail supports the back so it doesn't tip over. Alright, so now let's work on the body and the head. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna squeeze the very top of the body. You squeeze and rotate, squeeze and rotate, squeeze and rotate, and then pinch to make it thinner and thinner. So you pinch and stretch out, pinch and stretch out. Okay, so feet go this direction, and here is our head, just like that. So T-Rex has two arms. To make arms with your fingers, just pinch them out and shape them in little arms. And do the same on the other side. Now let's work on its head. We know that T-Rexes have big head full of sharp teeth. So let's slice this side of the head in half like that with a knife, and it's the mouth. Wow! Open it up, and then with your fingers pinch on the lower jaw, pinch some clay out to make teeth, and then the upper jaw. Okay, now your T-Rex has teeth. You can make as many teeth as you like. So T-Rex has a good sense of smell. So let's think about nostrils. Nostrils, with the barbecue stick, just poke some holes. Now it can smell. Eyes, it needs to see. And your T-Rex is almost ready. Now, we know that dinosaurs are large lizards, and lizards have scales. So let's work on the texture. Texture is something, texture is what it feels like. So your hand feels soft, and the scales of the lizard would be not as soft, right? So it'll be a little rougher. To make scales, you can just take the barbecue stick and just poke little holes. So it looks scaly. It now has scales, it has claws and teeth, nostrils and eyes. If you wish, you can decorate it. You can decorate it however you wish. I am going to make some stripes on its back. So I'm going to take some orange clay and make some really thin clay worms. Just gonna roll some clay and stretch it out. So you're rolling with your fingers, you're rolling and stretching at the same time. So now you have some stripes. I'd like to make my stripes really thin. Okay, now I can attach the stripes on its back and press. You can make dots, you can make stripes, little flowers. Dinosaurs might have some flowers on them if they roll around in a flower field. Okay, now it has some stripes on its back. And then I'd like to give it some dots on its head. So just draw a little tiny clay balls like this if you want to make dots, and then press them onto the body of the dinosaur. Okay, so well, this dinosaur is ready. Now let's work on other dinosaurs. Let's work on quadrupeds. So the quadrupeds that we know now are Brontosaurs. This is a Brontosaur. Stegosaurus. And Triceratops. I'm going to show you how to make all three. What you can do, you can make them with me one by one, or you can wait for the one that you want to make and just repeat directions after me. Let's begin. So I have this block of yellow clay. I didn't soften this clay I didn't soften this clay under the sun, so it's a little tough. So I'm gonna warm it up in my hands. But you can take it outside or place it in warm water. Put it in a plastic bag first. Okay, so it's getting a little softer. First, I'm gonna divide it in half. So I make the line and make sure that this side is the same as this side. Okay, it looks the same. Now, I'm gonna slice it with a knife. I have 2 equal parts. Now, this half I will slice in half once again. Okay, now I have 1/2 and 2/4. So I will set this quarters aside for now and work with this half. So I will soften it up and squeeze it in my hand. You might want to put it from one hand into the other to warm it up and squeeze it. We're making a pickle again. So Brontosaurus is one of the largest dinosaurs that we know. It has 4 legs. It's a quadruped. So it stands on its legs, really sturdy. Okay, now we have this pickle. Let's tap on one side and then the other side to make a cylinder. Now, just like with the T-Rex, let's make letter Y. Okay, this is letter Y. Now we know that these 2 pieces will become legs. But Brontosaur has 4 legs. So what we need to do is to turn this piece over and then slice the other side. So slice it, not all the way through, right? So to make letter X. So now we are making X. So this will be the body of the Brontosaur. Now, to make legs, look at your piece, look at your egg sideways like this. And then bend legs down. All 4. So now it's the body of the Brontosaur with 4 legs. So squeeze them a little bit more to make legs longer. So pinch and rotate, pinch and rotate. And then let's make feet. So feet face one direction. So let's face all 4 feet this direction. So what I do, I just bend very end of these legs. Now all feet facing the same direction. Just like with the T-Rex, let's make claws. So I'm just pressing this barbecue stick into the foot to make claws. Okay, now the body is ready. Now let's work on the tail and the neck. Brontosaurs have really long necks and really long tails. So we have these 2 pieces of the same color. let's once again make a pickle out of them. So squeeze both of these pieces between your hands. Try to make 2 pickles. Okay, something like that. Then let's roll these pickles on the table. To make them longer and smoother. So when you roll in with your hands, roll like this and out a little bit. And your pickle will become longer and smoother. Okay, so this will be the neck of the Brontosaur. Now let's make the tail. Once again, I'm gonna roll this piece to make it smoother and longer. Okay, tails are thin on one side, right? So we are making a carrot now, so we just roll in one side. Okay. This is the tail and this is the neck. Now, if this is the neck, then it should go on this side of the body, right? So pay attention where the feet go. So if the feet face in this direction, it means that the neck is going to be on this side. So attach the neck and then smooth it out, attach it, drag some clay onto the body. So it is well attached. Now you can shape the neck and bend the very end of it to shape it into the head. Now let's attach the tail. The same thing, just smooth it out. And what you can do, you can shape it however you want to shape it. You can curl it like this. You can straighten it. You can curl it up, whatever you want to do with it. I'm just gonna curl it sideways. Okay, so Brontosaur needs to have a mouth. Just like we did with the T-Rex, take this knife that you have and slice the very end of the head a little bit and open the mouth. Now, the Brontosaur needs to have eyes. So, with the barbecue stick, make eyes, nostrils, and scales, texture. And then you can decorate your Brontosaur however you'd like. What I'm gonna do, I will take some of this orange clay and make dots. So I'm gonna make my Brontosaur polka dotted. So I'm just gonna pinch a little bit of clay and make little clay balls out of them. Little tiny pieces. You just roll them. It can be different sizes. So just roll a bunch. And now let's attach them to our dinosaur. Just press. Press. Okay, now it has polka dots. Oh, one more. If all you wanted to make is a Brontosaur, then you are all done. The next dinosaur I'm gonna show you is Stegosaurus. Now, let's take this dinosaur apart. So, what's great about plasticine is that it doesn't dry. You can play with this dinosaur for a little while. Now you have Brontosaur and a T-Rex. So you can play with them. And then when you're ready, you can make your Stegosaurus. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these dots off of the Brontosaur first, because I don't want to mix up my colors. Some of it will be mixed in, but it's okay. But I don't want to mix it too much. Alright, so that goes back. And now I'm gonna just gonna smoosh it all together and make one piece of clay out of it. Okay, we are back to the beginning. Here we have one piece of clay. Okay, Stegosaurus. Let's draw 4 parts. So first, split it in half, and then make sure that this side is the same as this side. Okay, it looks the same. Now let's split this half in half. Make sure this is the same as this. And let's split this side in half. Now this, well, it's not quite the same, so let's make sure it's the same. Somewhere here. So now this is the same as this, the same as this, and the same as this. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna slice off one part. Stegosaurus has smaller neck and smaller tail than Brontosaur. That's why we don't need as much clay for the neck and the tail. So the same thing as before. You squeeze this piece of clay in your hand to make a pickle. Then roll it to smooth it out, to make a cylinder. Tap on both sides so it's even. Then let's make 4 legs. Remember, to make 4 legs, we need to make letter X. So you need to slice it a little bit on top and a little bit on the bottom. So let's slice with a knife. So set it on one side, slice just a little bit, so press down. If your clay squashes down, just bring it back. Okay, now it's letter Y, turn it over, and then slice on the other side. Now you have letter X. Let's smooth all those legs out. So just pinch and rotate, pinch and rotate. All 4 legs. And then what we need to do is we need to bend them down, remember? So take your X sideways. So here's your X. Take it sideways. And then bend, bend, bend on all 4 sides. Now decide which way feet gonna go. So I'm gonna point feet this way. So I pinch the feet of Stegosaurus, and then I need to make claws. So I press the stick to make claws. Okay, now the body is ready. Now we need neck and tail. The same way we did with Brontosaur. So only smaller. We split this piece in half. Now we have 2 equal parts. Press them in your hands. It's like a peanut. Then let's make a neck. So roll this peanut out so it's smooth and longer. So roll on the table with both of your hands. Roll like this, forward and backwards, and then out at the same time. So here's the neck. And then to make the tail, you do the same thing, but you're making a carrot. So you stretch it out a little bit, and then you just roll one side. Now you have a carrot. Pay attention which way feet are facing. If your feet, if dinosaurs' feet face in that direction, then the neck is going to be right here. So attach the neck, smooth it out, make sure it's really well attached so it doesn't fall off. Okay. Bend the head. You can right away just make the mouth, so slice the side of the head. So now you have a mouth open, eyes with a stick, nostrils. Now the tail. Attach the tail, smooth it out, okay. Now you have tail, neck, 4 legs. Something is missing for Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus has plates, right? So there's plates on its back and some spikes on its tail. So let's make those. So I'm getting tired of orange. I'm gonna have some blue. Warm it up a little in my hands. Pinch smaller piece. I'm gonna roll it into the clay worm, but not too thin. So I'm making plates To make plates, you need to make triangles. We're gonna make a bunch of triangles at the same time. So a triangle is a shape that has 3 corners. Okay, so now you have this clay snake. So roll it to make sure it's a snake. Then press it, smoosh it down so it's flat. Turn it over and press it again. So now it's flat. Now we can make triangles. To make triangles, you just slice under angles. So slice a little piece like this, then turn your knife the other way, and you have a triangle. You see it has 3 corners, 1, 2, 3. Then turn your knife and you have another one, and another one, another one, another one. That's the way to make a bunch of triangles at once. Now all you need to do is to attach them to the back of Stegosaurus. So the plates go across the back and the tail. To make smaller triangles, you can just split this triangle in half. Now you have 2 triangles. And then they also go across the neck a little bit. Okay, and then we need some spikes on its tail. So you can take one of those triangles and then just make clay worm, roll this clay on the table and stretch, and then attach. Okay, it's a little too long. Now you have spikes on its tail. You can keep decorating it however you want. Remember about texture. Stegosaurus is a dinosaur. Dinosaurs are lizards. They have scales. Okay. So now you have it. The next dinosaur is Triceratops. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this dinosaur apart. So I will take these plates off of the body, right? So not to mix colors too much. And then I will just smoosh this one and return it to what it was before, just a block of clay. Okay. So, Triceratops. Triceratops is also a four-legged dinosaur, quadruped. Just like with Stegosaurus, what we're gonna do, we're gonna split it in half. Just draw lightly, don't have to split it all the way. Then split this half in half, right? And then this half in half, and then make sure that all these parts are the same. And then you just need to slice off one part. So let's work with the bigger piece of clay. You know already that this will be the body. And first we need to make a cylinder. Once you have your cylinder, we need to make letter X. So slice one side to make Y, this letter Y, and then the other side. Here you have letter X. Pinch all four legs just a little bit to smooth them out so they're round. So round them out. So now your X has no sharp corners. Then turn it sideways and then bend all four legs down. Decide which direction feet are going to go. So I'm gonna pinch my feet that way. So I will bend very ends of Triceratops legs to make feet. And then I will make claws. With the stick, you just press the stick into each foot to make claws. Okay, the body is ready. So now we need the tail and the head. So split this piece of clay in half. Now, Triceratops has the same kind of tail. It's like a carrot. We've done that before. So roll it into the carrot and attach it to the body. Remember that the tail will go on the very back, right? So pay attention what direction the feet are facing. So feet facing that way means the tail is on this side. Smooth it out. Now, next step is the head. Triceratops doesn't have long neck. It has a rounded head with the crown on it and 3 horns. So with this piece of clay, get rid of all corners by rolling it in between your hands to make clay ball. Or you can roll it on a table in a circular motion. So now you have this clay ball. Attach it like this to the front of the dinosaur. Smooth it out. Make sure that the head is secure. Drag some clay from the head down to the body. Okay, so now let's make the crown first. To make the crown, place your dinosaur down and then make this crab claws with your hands and then pinch on the very top, right here, but on both sides, on the right and the left. Pinch several times, and then you have the crown. So now we know that Triceratops has 3 horns. What you're gonna do, you'll pinch with your fingers, pinch horns out of the head. So this is 1 horn. Now let's do the same on the other side. So now it has 2 horns. It needs 1 more. Okay, it has 3 horns now. Now it's Triceratops. It needs the mouth, eyes on both sides, okay, it is ready. Now you have your Triceratops. You can decorate it however you'd like. You can make stripes that go this way or this way. Remember the texture? You can make dots or you can make flowers. I'm gonna decorate it with flowers. So I'll just make a lot of little clay balls like this, little tiny pieces. Okay, this are going to be center of my flowers. And then I'll pinch little tiny pieces to make petals. Okay, now I have Triceratops with flowers. Try to make all 4 dinosaurs and see what your dinosaurs would look like.